Hey everybody, it's Ashley here. I am going to be working on some 3D element growth charts today, and I need to stain this first. So we're going to stain it, and then I'm going to bring over some of like the 3D elements and show you guys what we have been working on. So anyway, we're just going to chit chat this morning and do all the things. Happy Monday. I'll get started in here. I'm offering a couple of different options. One is a dark stain with white elements, and then the other one is going to be white with black elements. So that's what we are gonna work on this morning. I mean, I guess it's actually after 11. We're getting close to noon time. We literally just got done with our morning meeting, and we will get this stained out and then we will get to work. Say hello, where are you watching from, what you working on this morning. So this here is a dark walnut that I'm putting on. It's one of my favorite colors to add. I always use a t-shirt for my staining, a used t-shirt. Like, I mean, it's a typical Tuesday night. Okay. So, with our growth charts, we are doing a 3D element instead of using a stencil. We have made growth charts forever. But, I had a custom growth chart ordered from us, and I had been seeing this idea. And so I asked the customer if she would mind if I did this new idea that I had. And she was like, sure, I trust you. She wanted like a name on it, and it had like strawberries. So we're going to do one set black and we're going to do one set white. So the white set is going to go for the dark stain that we just did. And then the black will go onto the whiteboard. What we are known for is our small sarcastic signs. So like little wood blocks, the 8x6s, 8x12s, those are always my top seller. And especially in this economy, they are probably the most profitable because they don't take very long to make and you don't have a lot of overhead. I know. I'm having a hell of a time getting my stuff together, girls. So I paint these just like I do stencils. So a makeup sponge, and you don't have to worry about dabbing too much off, but it's the quickest and cleanest way that I have found to paint. It makes it really quick work. You don't have to worry about lines of paintbrushes. And you can also, we actually were talking, if we sell several of these, we're probably just gonna paint the MDF black and then cut it. That way we can just make real quick work of it. But if you're just doing little pieces or you're doing a class or something, this is a really good way. It's not very messy. See how that works? You guys see okay? Door hangers can be expensive to make, yeah. You know, and I feel like everything always just has its, you know, has its place. And a lot of times too, once people like get like all seasons and everything, you might notice with your customers, if something once sold really well, that after a few years, like once they've kind of collected, you know, like with door hangers, like we don't replace the door hanger every single season, or most people don't. Like every single season. So if I buy a Christmas wreath, like I might use it for 2 or 3 years before I want a new one. So it's either finding the new customers, you know, or like kind of diving into other things. And we always have, you know, we've always, I mean, obviously you hit the trends, but you got to go with what sells, you know, what's popular, what people want. You never can go wrong. I hate doing them, but when times get tight, custom signs, man. We had gotten so busy whenever the signs were a huge craze that I stopped taking on customs because we just had so many orders coming in online. Like I just did not have the time to dedicate to them, to doing customs, because customs do take longer. But when times, you know, are slower, January, February time, custom signs are always a good thing to promote. I had such a custom sign business, like I had to find a way to be able to transition out of it because we had so many people messaging us whenever we very first got started. Now, grant, I was at the very front end of the whole sign making craze. There wasn't very many of us when it all first started. So now there's a lot more people. Customs are always, you got to get good at designing, finding, you know, on trend fonts and colors and all that, and staying consistent posting is definitely a key. This usually takes a couple of coats. Here, I go over it once and then go back over it again. This fits on a 5.5 foot board. And I'll explain all of that as we go to setting this up. I think I was looking at my whiteboard. I actually need to run black over the top of it. So I'll have to I'll show it to you. But like my stain's not gonna be dry enough to glue on top of right away. And I'm gonna do a dry brush because I don't know if you guys have seen pine lumber. It's not good. We treated all the knots with them, but oh my gosh, to try to find a 5.5 foot board with like that's really pretty, it's a task. On these whenever I got done painting them. Just check over my. But if we could paint the whole board, you know, like a big brush, get it all painted up with black and then cut these out, boy, that'd be slick. I charged for my custom one $85, so we had a pretty good profit margin on them. We have more people come to our door hanger paint parties in October and December. Yeah, I feel like that's just across the board with decorating. I mean, I decorate a lot more for Christmas than I ever do for spring. I'll put a few little bunny things out, you know, like on my table. And I do have actually a door hanger that I had bought from another maker whenever I was business coaching. Whenever the glasses, very first year that glasses came out on the bunnies, that's been several years ago now, and it was just so cute, her painting, and I bought from her. I still have that, and I put that up on my door. And I've got, what else do I have? I have just a few little like grassy things that I put out. But I also host Easter at my house too, so I probably have a little bit more decor than I typically do any, like for summer and everything. I have an old American flag that I put up for summer and some greenery, but I don't have a door hanger for summer. I don't really probably have nearly as much decor as most of my customers do at this point. That's how I actually got into paint and signs, is because I love to decorate so much. I have noticed with paint parties. Oh, I already read that one. Yeah, the small signs, they've always done well. It's great to have a variety in your booth, but just over the years in learning what I know, if I'm gonna take a full day to paint, it's gonna be small signs. It's affordable for people with the current climate that we're in with the economy. Funny always sells because they make good gifts for people, and it's stuff that people don't have to think twice about. So anything that's $20 and under, people don't have to think twice about. So as you are going to craft shows, if you are looking to sell online, whatever the case may be, of course we have to cover our cost. You know, but the smaller signs don't cost as much. You can make a good profit margin on them. They don't take as long to make. Your shipping is cheaper, just across the board, you know. But of course, you do want to have the $50, $60, $70 items as well. But if I'm a business person and I want to be profitable, I'm going to spend the majority of my time on items that are 20 and under, or 25 and under, something like that. It's an impulse buy. It's something that's easy to justify. Lord, where'd I put my coffee? Speaking of loving things, I love coffee. Okay, I'm gonna show you how slick this is. Again, I'm not gonna be able to glue it all down with you guys because as I look over, I forgot I was gonna dry brush this, and I had my gal going ahead and put a base coat on top, but I see I had already sprayed the knots. But I wanted to, for sale wise, just because of the imperfections of the board, I wanted to do black on bottom and then dry brush white on top. So I'm gonna have to do that. I do need to paint these other ones white though. But for those of you guys that might want to see this and then hop off, let me get that board out and I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how this template works, but then I'm going to have to base coat this, okay? But, I mean, wow. Okay, so this here was what we had done for our custom, but we're just still going to use it as a template so we don't have to cut another one out and we can save material. So our boards, the way that we do them, they are the way we've always done them. They are 5.5 feet long, and they need to be hung 6 inches off of the floor in order for them to work. And the reason why we did that is because of baseboards. Most of your baseboards are, you know, I think standard is 4 inches, I think. So if they have any kind of trim or anything, 6 inches should account for where they need to hang it. So they just need to measure, your customers need to measure 6 inches up and then, you know, have that. So the way that this worked is actually, to make this work, you would glue down these first. But then you fit them in to your board. So you just line it up along the side, and you, like I said, you glue these first, and then you fit the puzzle together. And then the reason why it's so slick, let me see, where are you guys at? So these just fit right in, so you put the glue on them. You line that up on the side, and like I said, your template fits right in there. You plop it right down. So then you take your number, like the number 3 here, that's easy for you guys to see. You put your glue on, and then you fit it right down into your template, and then you remove your template, and then all this stuff stays whenever it's glued, of course. So that's how we made that. So that way your numbers, you don't have to worry about your spacing with your numbers. And like I said, get off of there. The lady that what? Why are you hanging on? The lady that ordered, she wanted strawberries. So we had sent a mock-up, Andrea did to her. And then that's where the strawberries were hand painted and then put into that template all the way up through there. So it was pretty cool, really, how it all worked. And that way, like, your spacing is exact where it needs to be. Because whenever you're gluing stuff, I don't know if you guys, you know, have experience that whenever you're gluing stuff, sometimes things move around and all of that jazz. So having these to make sure that everything's lining up properly was cool. Okay. Unfortunately, pine wood is shit. These have already been treated, but if you, I don't know, can you guys see? I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's like knots kind of showing through. It definitely would need another coat, but white shows so much imperfection on, you know, a 5.5 foot board. There's so much imperfection. It's kind of like, you know, if you've got dimples on your butt, white pants are not a good thing. It's gonna show stuff. So if you have imperfection on your board and it's pure white, I mean, the chances of it getting like a little black speck on it or piece of dust or something on it, it's there. So, I mean, on a, you know, 8x6 and 8x12, something like that, no big deal. But on the one that I had done for her, it was pure white. And I was like, this is why I like to dry brush, make it a little bit messier. So the ones that we are going to list online, I need to find, hold on. The ones that we are going to list online are going to they're going to be dry brushed. So that way we don't have to worry a ton about, you know, a lot of imperfections. So I should have treated the knots, and then I should have done the black and then did the white. So I kind of forgot to tell my little gal that. So this should have already been painted white, so I could have done my dry brush this morning, but it's fine. It won't take very long. Because it doesn't have to be perfect, since we're going to go white over the top. Get my steps in. Okay. I'm not done with the feet yet. I got to work on these feet today. But look how cute my duck is. So yes, we will be working on shading inside the CMM. So if you go to Creative Maker Supplies.com, that is for our supplies. If you go to Creative Maker Movement, that is for like our membership SVGs and CMM and paint weeks and stuff like that. Well, looky here. Look what I just found. My coffee cup by the coffee. Imagine that. Okay, let's move this board over. And you guys still want to hang out with me while I paint the white stuff here? Moving this over so I can work on them. Or if you guys are like, no, we can hop off too. I've always done growth charts, but it's always been done with stencil. And I just had seen the 3D element on Pinterest, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. We should use our laser more since we have it. and you know, now you guys are asking about it, and I'm like, okay, let me process it. But I love that, and I would love to be able to do it for you, but it needs to be cost effective for you guys, and we need to be able to ship it securely, and it has to make sense. I guess I could do a YouTube tutorial and put it into the details to send with it. You should know better. I know, Pam, I should have. I'll be honest, I truly didn't think about it. I was just looking for content to post. And I'll just put it all out there. I was trying not to sell something to you, honest to God. But I was looking for content just to be able to post of me painting, and I literally, Andrea took those pictures of me last week. And I was like, well, that'll be fun to post, like me doing a custom sign and everything. And then you guys were like, oh, I can't wait to see the finished thing. So then I'm actually running a sale on Thursday, a spring sale, and where we're doing like custom kids shirts. And this is the whole thought process with it. So I was trying to find a post that wasn't selling something to you, since we are doing nothing but marketing paint week right now. And that's basically how it all happened. But I need to do these because I'm doing a retail sale on these, and so I'm making them. I'm just painting. Oh my gosh, too funny. All right, well, my phone's about ready to die, girls. I just got this done. When I get these all put together, I'll get a picture and post it for you guys. I'll talk to Andrea. I'll check into some shipping stuff here with all of this and kind of see maybe what we can figure out. So you guys are wanting SVG and possibly like the SVG for laser makers, but then possibly wanting to be able to buy like the possibly a template in these pieces. It might not look exactly like this just because of a shipping kind of stuff, but I'll get something figured out. We'll talk to the crew and see what we can work up with you guys, and I'll talk to you later.
Cheers from my coffee cup to yours.